Welcome back to the show and our visit to Mackinac Island. Since horses are the primary mode of transportation, we decided to continue our exploration of the island by carriage. As we headed through town, Dan Mitchell of Mackinac Island Carriage Tours explained why the island only has horses for transportation.
It was in the early 1900s, I believe it was in the 30s, that there were already horses here, and of course they started to bring cars here, and the cars scared the horses, so the city council put a ban on motorized vehicles on Mackinac Island.
Our tour took us past many of the island's Victorian homes and up through the Grand Hotel grounds. Above the hotel, we headed up the bluff to enjoy the spectacular view and a look at some of the grandest cottages on the island.
Pretty much all these pretty places along the bluff here be all private summer cottages. The land along the bluff is actually state land, along with about 80% of Mackinac. How the leases actually came about is in 1895, when the majority of Mackinac became a state park. The state didn't actually have the money to maintain the park, so they started to lease out some of their more desirable properties. You can see by the sign here, we're coming back into the Mackinac Island State Park, which not sure if I mentioned or not, but it is actually the oldest state park in Michigan. It was established in 1895. Actually, this is a beautiful area, and many of the people that come to the island don't get a chance to see it. They'll come to the island on the ferry, walk around through town, maybe buy some fudge, hop back on the ferry, and away they go. They don't come up into the interior of the island and see what it's all about.
And Dan was right. Getting away from the town and exploring the interior was well worth the time to enjoy the sights like Arch Rock and the view out over the water from the observation platform. Heading back out of the state park, our carriage tour passed along the East Bluff overlooking Mission Point Resort, the harbor, and town. For boaters, Mission Point in the Tower Marine Museum is a must-see. The tower is home to an excellent collection of maritime artifacts and pictures that covers the extensive marine history of Mackinac Island and the surrounding waters of Lakes Michigan and Huron, from the ships that plied these waters to the lighthouses and the wrecks submerged below. One of the big draws of the island is historic Fort Mackinac, where I had the opportunity to speak with one of the interpreters about what goes on at the fort.
Fort Mackinac was originally constructed by the British in 1780 to defend their fur trading interests during the Revolution. However, today we portray a period about 100 years after that, the 1880s, when the American Army was here. Today, as part of our interpretation of that period, we do things like concerts of military music, we do rifle firing demonstrations, cannon firing demonstrations, we lead walking tours, we do court-martial reenactments taken from the period, and we also do a drill activity, so we actually allow visitors to come out and learn some 1880s Army drill.
Our last stop in the tour was at what some may call the icon of Mackinac Island, the Grand Hotel, where I met up with Bob Taggett, who told us a bit about the hotel.
When Grand Hotel was originally opened July 10th, 1887, we opened with 200 guest rooms. We've had over 30 major expansions. We now have 285 guest rooms today. The front porch is our signature. It's 660 feet long. There's 100 rocking chairs out here, and the geraniums fill it. There's close to 1,200 geraniums just on the front porch alone. Mackinac Island and Grand Hotel in general, it's a special experience because you don't look at history from the outside, from an historical marker behind a velvet rope. When you come to Mackinac Island, you step off a boat and you step into history. You take an antique carriage up to a 121-year-old hotel and you step into the past. You can't be in a hurry. You kind of have to be on island time. You know, we try to offer as many modern amenities in this beautiful old girl as we can, but never forget who we are, where we came from, and what makes us a unique and authentic destination.
For over 130 years, visitors have crossed the Straits of Mackinac to spend time at Mackinac Island's grand Victorian-era hotels. It's easy to see why this island that straddles both Lakes Huron and Michigan continues to be a popular destination for both Canadian and American boaters.